Hey everybody, welcome to Garden Time with Belle. If your peonies bloom all at once, just like mine do, and you're feeling disappointed because you know that you're gonna only be able to enjoy these gorgeous blooms for a few weeks, this video is really for you. What if I told you that you could actually cut these blooms, wrap them, store them properly inside your house, and you could have gorgeous blooms from your peonies for up to 3 months? Well, that's what today's video is all about. I'm going to take you all along with me and show you what I love to do to extend the season of blooms for my peonies. I'm going to show you when is the proper time to harvest, how to deal with ants that love peonies, how to wrap these for storage, where to store them, and then what do you do when a month comes from now and you're like, man, I miss my peonies, but you know what? I've got a whole stash in the fridge. I'll show you how to recut them and use them to decorate your home or gifts for friends and family. So that is what we're going to do today. So before I grab the camera and pull it in nice and close and show you the very first step, and that would be deciding which one of these blossoms is best to harvest, I'm going to invite everybody out there to please like and subscribe to my channel. Doing that helps me grow my channel, helps me continue to share gardening content from my Zone 6 Mid-Missouri garden with the rest of the world. And thank you guys so much for those of you that are already subscribers, those of you that leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, your gardening experiences. I think gardeners are some of the greatest people out there, honestly, and all of us love to learn. All of us love to get tips and tricks from each other and just share our experiences. I learned so much from you as well. So hope you'll do that, okay? So I'm gonna grab the camera, I'm gonna pull it in nice and close, and let's get to harvesting some of these peony blooms. The only thing you're going to need for the harvesting part of the job are some good snips or pruners. So I've got those. I did go ahead and fill up a little vase of water. I'll show you what you might want to use that for. And I've got my kneeling pad. I may not need it, but that's all we need to get step one done. So I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to come in and let me show you which ones are in the perfect stage for cutting so that you can take them inside and store them for up to 3 months. In this garden bed, I just want to show you real quick to give you some context. I've got my gorgeous Baptisia, and if you didn't have a chance to watch my April walkabout, my garden tour, I just published that the other day, but oh my gosh, you all. If you're not growing false indigo or Baptisia, you need to, because I have been making so many bouquets with the purple and the yellow and some of the pinks from my peonies. All right, so I've got 4 peony plants, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 are more dark pink and 2 are more pale pink. So let me come in here and just show you. On this particular peony, I have no idea the varieties, everybody. They've been here a while. This has very little blooms. I'm not sure what the heck's going on. But if we look at these, and I get in really close to the camera, these would be far too young. They need more time to grow on before I would harvest. If we come down here, this particular peony, of course, you can tell it is bursting and open, and my goodness, it was the first to bloom. And this would be, of course, way, way too late in the game to be harvesting for storage. Now, if we do come over here though, let me get in here close. These 3, you see these 3 right here, 1, 2, 3, these would be perfect, perfect to harvest because there's a trick called the marshmallow stage. So you want them to begin opening just a little bit, but not be this open or that open. So that's what you're looking for. Let me move down to the next one because I definitely want to try to see if there's enough on here that might be ready. So again, this one is just now opening up. Isn't that gorgeous? But that's too big. It's too far along. This one right here, oh yeah, marshmallow stage. This one is a little too hard. So give it the little gentle squeeze test, and that's how you're going to know. I really think this last one right down here, this one is going to be where I'll do most of my cutting because I see many, many that would be considered the marshmallow stage. Look at this one. Give it a gentle squeeze. Yep. So I think this deep, deep dark pink I'll get the most cuttings from that today. But of course, I can keep coming out of here every few days and harvesting away. Yes, I leave some on the shrub for the season to enjoy outside, but let me tell you, because they only bloom in my Zone 6 garden for 2-3 weeks tops, I try to gather up as many as I can. I have a lot of bouquets inside that are all over the house right now, but I want to save these lovely, lovely flowers for 2, 3, 4 weeks, 2, 3 months. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, it's time to get harvesting. All right, let's start with this one. We know what to look for, what the marshmallow stage looks like. So I'm just going to try to get as long of a stem as I can. Every peony is different. And this particular bush is, the stems aren't very strong actually, but you definitely want to remove all the side stems. You don't want the energy of storage to go to keeping all these leaves alive. So you definitely want to strip your leaves. Sometimes you need your pruner, sometimes you can just use your fingers. Some people I know will actually go all the way and take even these leaves off. But here's what I want to show you, and I don't know if the camera's going to get it. I hope I can get it. So do you see there are ants on here? I don't really want to bring ants in the house, and I don't want to store my ants. So here's the trick. Even with fully open peonies, you just do the dunk test, and that's why I've got this bucket of water here. Head down, give them a big dunk, 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 pull them out. Generally speaking, that will get those ants off of your blooms, and then lay it to the side. Okay, oh, there's an ant. Sorry, ant, but I don't want to store you in my refrigerator. So you're going to have to stay out here in the garden. I'm just going to work my way down to the rest of the peonies, harvest them, and then we're going to go up into the covered porch where I'll share with you all how you're going to prepare them, how you're going to wrap them for storage. Okay, next step is coming up into my screened-in porch and doing the wrapping process. But just to give you guys kind of a sense of where the heck we just were, we were just right down beyond that retaining wall, picking these peonies, and let's go inside the covered porch. I think this will be a great place for us to work. And I've got a few things, my supplies already out. So yeah, so I think I'll set up right here on this table for you all and get to wrapping these up for storage. Okay, now it is time for us to prepare them and wrap them for storage. I think my dunking method worked pretty well because I don't see any ants, but you know, they can hide out pretty pretty well in some of these buds. So, you know, there might be an ant or two, but fewer than had I not dunked them in the water. Okay, I'm going to set them over here. All right, so let's take this one, okay, for an example. What do we need to do? Well, I tried to cut pretty long stems. However, you want to consider this because wherever you put them, in terms of how big your refrigerator is, You know, if they're super long, they may not fit because you're supposed to store them on their sides. And I'm going to probably put these in my little dorm size fridge down in the basement. I might squeeze a few in my regular fridge up here in the kitchen. So you want to keep that in mind. And again, sometimes it's nice to start with a long stem because you can always make it shorter for any kind of bouquet. But keep that in mind in terms of knowing where in the heck are you going to put these where they can lay flat. All right, so lots of different ways to do this. This is my preferred way. Paper towels, and I'm going to wrap up the whole thing, and then I'm going to store it in a zip top bag. You don't have to do this, but this is just how I do it. There's lots of ways. Some people will just take newspaper, roll them up in newspaper, and not put them in any kind of plastic. That works great for them. Some people will use, you know, who gets paper newspapers? Not many of us anymore. So, you know, craft paper, butcher paper, whatever, that would work just fine. So if you're going to use paper towels, and I'm going to try to keep the stems, I don't know, I think I can only keep them about 15 inches. And I don't know what 15 inches, you all. I mean, I'm horrible with measurements. Just ask my husband, former retired carpenter husband. Yeah, he knows that. So I'm going to just get rid of that. All right. So however tall or long that is. So what I'm going to do is, I guess I'll use 3 sections of the paper towel. So all I need to do is wrap this, but I'm not going to waste all this paper towel on one, but I don't want to cram all my cuttings in against each other, because if this one were to rot or go bad and it's right up against another one, that might not be very good. So what I'll probably do is just gently roll it, and then I'll place my next one in line. So that is my process. You want to try to cover the entire stem and flower bud, just like I'm doing here. And there's room for one more, so let's do it. Okay, so that is one bundle of 3. And then I'm going to slip it down inside this baggie. Now, I usually have 2 gallon size zip baggies, but I don't at the moment. So I was digging through my pantry and I found these are, those plastic bags that you can actually stick a turkey in. I never do turkeys that way. I roast a turkey in the oven, totally exposed to everything. But you know, those turkey bags, but look, it's nice and big. So I think that's going to work just beautifully. If you don't want to use a zip top bag like this, you can also put dry paper towel around and then wrap them in any kind of plastic wrap. But I'm going to do this method, I think, for today's purposes. So, okay, so that's all there is to it. I'm going to pull in the camera and get a really tight shot for you all to see me make another bundle. Okay, here we go again. See if I can get 3 stems in this bundle. And they don't have to be wrapped super tightly at all, not necessary. So you want to kind of be delicate as you bundle them. I think I can get one more. Let's have it go this way. And again, you know, I am always experimenting, and I'm going to encourage you all, you know, do your own thing. You might find a different way to store it, and I have done all different methods over the years and continue to try new things. So, you know, there's no one right way to do any of this. You all that follow my channel know. Gardening is an art, not a science. My goodness, don't take it too seriously. They are only plants, for heaven's sakes. So, you know, you do you. And Do your own experimenting. You know, you are in control of your garden. Nobody else is, just you. You're doing this for you. You might be doing this for your family, your friends, to bring beauty to their lives and your life. And, you know, be adventurous. Yes, watch YouTubers like me. Get some inspiration, but you don't have to do it just like I do it. No way. You might have a better method. And please, those of you that have experience with this, leave us some comments. Tell us, have you tried this? Has it worked? Do you do it a different way? What's the way that you like best? Yeah, we can learn from each other. That's the beauty of the gardening community. Gardeners ought to be willing to share. You know, I'll put words like secret ways, but really, let's not keep all these secrets to ourselves. Let's share all these great gardening ideas with each other. All right, I'm gonna finish up one more bundle of these light colored ones, and then I'll show you where I'm gonna store them. All right, let me give you a sneak peek inside the fridge. Be nice, no judgment here. Just want to show you how I'm going to store the ones I harvested today. So they're going to live right on this shelf. It's a nice deep shelf next to the eggs. I think that's going to work just great. Well, that was such a fun, simple project that is so worth doing. I hope it gave you all something to think about. Those of you that have never considered how you might want to store these beautiful blooms so that you can have lovely, not only flowers in your house, but peonies. Typically, the fragrance is just so nostalgic for so many of us. So a couple other things I want to mention before I say goodbye until next time, and that would be you can also harvest peonies that are a little bit bigger than the marshmallow stage, and come in, cut them, put them in a vase with, you know, only a couple inches of water, and also store those in your refrigerator. They will last in a refrigerator where it's nice and cool for at least a week or so. So if you have an event, a party, or, you know, just you want to have these gorgeous flowers in 2 or 3 or 4 days, and you want to pick them before they get blown away by, like us, Midwest storms, go ahead and pick them young. They don't have to be fully open, and store them in your fridge in a vase. What you'll want to do come the day or so before your event, party, whatever, before you want to use them again, take them out of the fridge, recut the stems, and put them in warm water, not hot water, but warm water. That will encourage those blooms to open up even more. So anyhow, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today as we got to harvest some peonies. And as you could see from the plants that I have outside, I will continue to harvest more and more and more over the next week while they're still looking gorgeous. Yes, I leave some on the shrubs for us to enjoy outside in the garden, but gosh, I'm going to be able to enjoy these peony blooms for up to 3 months. So until next time, I'm going to wish everybody out there happy gardening.